Why hello YouTube, I'm Shorty SX and this is my much requested how to quickscope, or more like my random tips on how to be a better quickscoper in Modern Warfare 3. Now this will also be very interesting or useful for you guys who like quickscoping and free-for-all, because that's most of what I do. Right, well, alright. This video is going to be a multi-part video, because while I thought it was possible to do all this in a 5-minute game, it's clearly not. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start off about talking about my setup, like my perks, my strike packages, my proficiencies, what secondaries I use, and all of that, before I talk about other more awareness things like, let's say, tactics and maps and etc. So first, let's start with my setup. Now, if at any point you actually want to know what my most played class is or anything like that, just go check the description, because I'll put all of that info right there. Also, if you want to, fly over to other parts of the video, there'll be links like, here, here, and here. So check those out. Last thing before we start is keep in mind that I'm going to use very different games for the different parts of this tutorial, I guess. Because the game you see right now is one of my earliest games with the MSR. It was the second day after Modern Warfare 3 had come out. I was barely into the game, like this is my third game with MSR, and you can see how inexperienced everyone is, both myself and my opponents. Like, I have no idea what the maps are, like, I'm running around with heartbeats, what's that about? But pay attention how everyone matures as you see the second game I'll use, which is a more recent game from a couple of weeks ago where I'm already 7th Prestige, and you see how, I guess, the whole tempo of the game has changed quite a bit. So, let's talk about perks. Now, my starting perks are obviously going to start with Quick Draw, because with Modern Warfare 3 and how quickly you die, Quick Draw is almost a must. So, next question. My third perk is also a bit of an obvious choice for me, because I need to have Dead Silence. Now, this is probably more of a personal thing, because I've noticed that a lot of other good quickscopers do not necessarily need to use Dead Silence, but maybe it's old habits that die hard from Modern Warfare 2 and Ninja Pro, or something else, but I cannot stand the sound of my own footsteps. Like, it literally kills all of my awareness, and I mean, it seriously sounds like you're walking around in heels when you have your footsteps on. No, thank you. The other good thing about that silence, obviously, is that it improves your survivability, because you can sneak up on people and they don't hear you as well. So that's always a plus. Alright, well, now for my final perk, or I guess my first perk in this case, is the one that changed quite a bit, or the one I couldn't really decide on for my first few prestiges. I kept switching between Sleight of Hand Pro and Extreme Conditioning Pro, because I liked both perks quite a bit. And while, for example, Extreme Conditioning is really nice, because it gives you all that mobility, you can run around as much as you want, and you can mantle objects real quickly, and it's a very nice perk to have. Like, it improves your movement. Now, the annoying thing about that is, though, that Sleight of Hand, on the other hand, improves your survivability so drastically just because of the fast weapon swap. Like, for example, I carry around a Stinger almost all the time, just so I can take out enemy air support. But especially if you carry around an actual gun as your secondary, like a Scorpion, Deagle, whatever, and you rely on that for survival, then fast weapon swap is almost a must. So I guess with that in mind, more than the reload speed, because I don't really care about the reload speed that much, considering I usually almost use extended mags on all my snipers. So I kind of have to go with Sleight of Hand Pro at all times, just because of the fast weapon swap. Alright, now the cool thing about the Specialist package, which I also use almost exclusively, or I started using almost exclusively after my first Prestige maybe, is that it allows you to have all those extra perks. Like, for example, now that I said I love Extreme Conditioning Pro, what I actually do is I put that as my starting perk on the Specialist package, at which point you only need 2 kills, and ta-da, you can run all you want. Great, right? Well, anyway, what other perks I actually like to use for the Specialist package are things like Assassin Pro, or Blast Shield Pro, because they really improve your survivability. And in all fairness, if you're using the Specialist package, the real battle you're trying to fight is getting to that 8th kill streak, because by the time you get all your perks, you're gonna be like Rambo running around, like, you have all your perks, and this whole conversation becomes moot because you have all of them. But I guess that does it with my selection on the perks, and we'll continue in part 2 where, of course, we'll keep talking about all of this stuff and the rest of my setup, along with, finally, some tactical tips on how to be a better quickscoper in Modern Warfare 3. Haha. Now, but anyway, join me for part 2, guys, and as a final note, I'd like to say thank you to all of my new subscribers, because I recently passed the 300 subscriber mark, and while some of you may think it's not a lot, I am actually very happy, so thank you guys. This is for you. So enjoy and peace.